What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. Today is Monday. I hope y'all are all mentally prepared for this week because it's gonna be a long one. I mean, not just because it's Monday, but let me tell y'all about my weekend. It's still Sunday right now. I'm recording right now on Sunday. I've had the longest Sunday ever. I put up this tweet, you know what I'm saying, over the weekend saying how I was so excited to go to Home Depot. And I was because I'm doing some, you know, I'll call it lawn refurbishing, right? I'm refurbishing my lawn or repairing my lawn. Let me not say refurbishing, repairing my lawn. And I ran into a leak on the side of my house, which I did not anticipate. But we're gonna get through that. You know what I'm saying? We are going to stay positive in all of this. But when I tell y'all I am tired, I ain't never raked so many damn leaves. I was cutting. One thing about living in the South, man, it's changed my perspective on a lot of things because I ain't never had to use a chainsaw to cut nothing ever before in my life until now. I was cutting branches down on this tree. It's a beautiful tree in front of my crib. I was cutting branches off of it because it was just too difficult to get to the dead leaves that I had to rake. I did a lot and I'm tired. But we gonna get through this episode. Today we finally talking about Playboi Carti's album, I Am Music. So yo, when it comes to this Playboi Carti album, it's absolutely nothing to like. It's nothing to like. Unless your ass is a Playboi Carti fan. Because I'm a Playboi Carti fan. Me and my brother k.dot, man, we go back and forth about Playboi Carti's music. We have over the years. I think that, like, because he doesn't like Playboi Carti's music at all. I mean, he was very vocal on Angela Yee's show saying that the worst part of his album is him, which I don't agree with. I think that if you're not a Playboi Carti fan at all, like this album is not gonna make you like him, but he ain't worried about that. He's worried about his core fan base that loves and enjoys his music, and that's me. So, out of Playboi Carti's discography, I say Die Lit is my favorite album, right? Like, that's my favorite album. Then it's the self-titled Playboi Carti album, the first album. A Whole Lot of Red is at the end. This is third for me, but I mean, this can grow. But I do like the way he attacked this album. Now, you know, he was going through all of them leaks, Hood by Air, Evil Jordan prior, you know what I'm saying? Putting out records only through Instagram. People been wondering for so long when his album was gonna drop. He's anticipated to have the number one album this week, excuse me, with 302,000 copies sold or 298,000. I seen like both different reports, but I'm gonna go with the 302 because it was by his Daily Double. But yeah, I actually enjoy this album. Now of course the obvious thing about this album is the standout Kendrick Lamar, right? Everybody's like, how the hell did Kendrick Lamar end up on a Playboi Carti album? Because people position Kendrick Lamar as like he doesn't, because of how he raps, that he doesn't like other rappers or he's not into certain types of music. Well, I mean, he did do New Freezer with you know what I'm saying? He did do New Freezer with Rich the Kid. God damn, that kid's name is escaping my mind. But he did do New Freezer, Mask Off remix. You know what I'm saying? He's done records, and I mean Future, of course. Like he's on like that. He does music with people who you wouldn't necessarily pair him up with if you're just a casual fan. But if you know Kendrick's like music palette, you know that he always makes music with the people who you don't expect him to. Like on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kodak on there. But Kodak, I really believe that Kodak, if he really sat down and tried, Kodak could be the best artist there is right now. Yes, I'm gonna stand on that shit. I think Kodak is that good. He raps that good. He has that much perspective. He has that many flows. He's good at making songs. But he just, you know, sometimes he got a knack for ending up on a bad situation. I hope he changed that about his career. But I really do enjoy Kodak. But now let's talk about, you know, Kendrick being on here. Of course, Mojo Jojo. He's on the ad libs, right? Then you got Backdoor, which is a bona fide hit. Like that's a bona fide hit. And then you also have him on, what's the name of that? Good Credit, which, you know, Diamonds on Point, like ASAP Relly, that was a hard line, you know. And you know it's crazy when you say something on Twitter, something now is you get like this group of people who just want to disagree with you, who doesn't care. Like you're not hurting nobody's feelings by talking about somebody else's art. To me, I know how I interpret it or how I like it, so that doesn't bother me. I think Skepta has a very, very dope ass verse on here with the Toxic record. Now there is this joint with Thug, you know what I mean? The joint with Thug and Ty Dolla Sign. To me, it's just like, now don't mean it's not like Thug hasn't never made a record like that, but I want to hear Thug like he was on Dumb Dumb and Dumber. I don't want a diet version of one of my favorite rappers. Like I want Thug talking his shit. I want Thug popping his shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, everybody's having a conversation about can he say or can he be who he used to be. Now, no, I don't expect him to go slime crazy or nothing like that, but I do expect Thug to be Thug end of the day. Charge them hoes a fee. Very, very far. I mean, Travis, not Travis, but Travis and Cardi make great music together, but also Future and Cardi make great music. And then a lot of people didn't like the voice switch. Y'all let me know in the comments, and if you haven't, make sure you like, share, and subscribing because we've been doing good. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about, you know, the voice switch for Cardi. I actually enjoy the voice switch shit because I think that it's just another layer to his music. You know what I'm saying? Now, because Cardi, how can I say that? Cardi is a certain type of artist. What I mean by certain type of artist is, I don't know where people, I know what I like about Playboi Carti's music. Because I had this conversation with k.dot the other day. He said, well, what do you like about his music? I said, like, honestly, when I turn on Playboi Carti's music, is either, I don't really ride around the music a lot. I usually, like, drive in silence. But sometimes when I'm riding in my car, that's crazy. Sometimes when I'm driving around in my car, I like to hear Playboi Carti's music if I feel energetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's perfect for a Monday, so turn this shit on Monday. But I feel like it's perfect to get you energized. I like his music in the gym a lot. And I like listening to his music with my kids, specifically my youngest daughter. Like, she loves Carti music. She loves the whole Opium, you know, Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely. But Carti, like, we got our own, like, vibe that we have when we put his music on. But again, if you a person that you never liked Carti's music, I'm talking about from day one up until now, this album is not going to make you like him. You know what I'm saying? But I do, the downside to this album is I feel like it's a little bit too long, right? Like, I feel like the album goes a little bit lengthy more than I would like it to, because it's a lot of short songs. Like, a lot of songs is a minute and 20 seconds, minute and 30 seconds, 2 minutes tops. I would have liked to see a little bit of it chopped down. I'm happy that him and Uzi is still working together with Trim, you know, Twin Trim. That's a dope joint off of that shit. I would love to see Uzi get himself back together, because Uzi is another one that's a superstar. I mean, he's a superstar, and I feel like he's at that same high level of a Carti, but I don't know how serious he's taking music currently right now. You know what I mean? I don't know how serious he takes the shit. But I would suggest that this album, that you listen to it, and Playboi Max, salute to that young brother, man. You got to show the young ones that's putting on love and appreciation. But Playboi Max got a chance to play his, Playboi Carti's album, the song OPM Baby, specifically for Will Smith. Let's check out Will Smith's reaction to it right quick, and then we're going to close this out.
I like the rhythm.
Okay.
I like the rhythm.
Okay. Hell
Like,
yeah.
I'm a lyricist.
I'm a
lyricist. So,
okay, you're a lyricist.
Like in a club, like that would feel nice where you just get
vibing.
Just vibing.
Nah, Cardi definitely got some lyrical shit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. That's like a different sound. I wanted to see what you thought.
All right, so I mean, listen, there's nothing to say but good shit about this album. There's nothing to say about that clip with Will Smith, but good. You know, I love watching the streamers now. I don't watch like the entire streams, but I love seeing their clips, because there's this big disparity between the elders and the youth, the old heads and the YNs, right? The unks and the little bros. I feel like we need to talk with them, not at them, because the same time that any rapper, I'm talking about any rapper that was young in their generation, people who are older than you usually look down upon what it was that you was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's just how life goes. A lot of times when people get older, they forget the fact that they once were 21 or 20 or 17, 18, 19, that they were younger people and they had a certain viewpoint. Now, I love the fact that like a Playboi Max can go from, you know, having the obvious controversy he had with Lil TJ and Fabio Foreign and all of that, and bouncing into doing something with Will Smith. I think it's It's real classy on Will Smith's part. And I think it's dope for Playboi Max because it shows his growth and elevation as to what he wants to do with his platform and what he wants to do with streaming. Salute to those brothers. But Playboi Carti's album for me is a go. I feel like y'all should listen to it. I feel like y'all should get with it. You know what I mean? Shit is fire. I've been listening to it since it dropped. I didn't listen to it the first like 2 or 3 days. Like it came out Friday. I didn't listen to it until Monday when I was flying back home from Rolling Loud. But great album. Unfortunately, we got to report on some BS. So one of my favorite rappers, Sauce Walka, was shot over this weekend. Him and his artist, Sayso P. Unfortunately, Sayso P passed away. The report reads, Houston rapper Sauce Walka was shot in Memphis this weekend, and what authorities are calling a targeted shooting that also left another person deceased. On Saturday, March 22nd, the Memphis Police Department announced on Facebook that officers responded to reports of a shooting at 2:42 p.m. local time near the 100 block. Okay, one man was killed in the shooting and another was transported to the hospital in non-critical condition and what is now being described as an isolated incident, not random violence per the MPD. When reached out for comment on Sunday, the MPD did not confirm the identities of the victims and reshared a statement previously posted on Facebook. Walka, whose real name is Albert Walka Mondane, was shot in his thigh before being transported to the hospital. His father, Albert Walka, confirmed in a statement to Houston CBS affiliate. He added that his son, 34, is expected to survive. Had it not been for God, my son would have been dead, the parents said. TMZ also identified Walka as the surviving victim. Oh, man. All right, so what really bothered me about this, of course, when I met Sauce Walka years ago up at Sirius XM Radio, he was with his dad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times he travels with his dad. He's extremely close to his dad. He expresses that on one of my favorite records, Without You. You know what I mean? From the Ghetto Gospel. I think that's Ghetto Gospel 3. Yeah. Again, so like I said, Sauce Walka, one of my favorite rappers. What's unfortunate, what I said struck out to me about this is because that same hotel that Sauce Walka was walking out of, me and my son stayed there one time when I had to go be one of the hosts at Yo Gotti's birthday bash. It's right down the block from the FedEx Forum where the Grizzlies play. And to see something happen like this in the downtown of any area is crazy, but Memphis is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? How they operate. I'm happy that Sauce Walka survived, but you know, Sayso P did lose his life, so my condolences go out to his family. I don't know what's motivated by this. There is conversations about, you know, the whole it being two sides in Memphis, and Sayso messes with certain people that don't see eye to eye with others. I just think that this shit is whack, yo. Like, to see another person lose their life on a weekend where they was just trying to have fun is really, really, really disturbing. This continues to happen, and it's not going to stop no time soon. The violence is not limited to age, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people who get into these situations, they be in their 30s and 40s too. You know what I mean? So it's not isolated around the young, the YNs, how people would say. My only real critique, I don't have a critique of Sauce Walka or Sayso P because they was the victims in the situation. It's just that, yo, I'm gonna keep it 100. At any point right now in 2025 that you are committing any act of violence, especially in a place like downtown of any rural area, your ass is going to jail. Like, this camera is everywhere. There's departments for everything. And I just think that, like, at the point where you trying to run down on people or catch ops or whatever, wherever you could catch them, wherever you could find them, and you doing it out in the open, you counting on going to prison. You know what I'm saying? And the unfortunate downside to this is that Sayso P's family is now, you know, having to plan a funeral when they should be celebrating. You know what I'm saying? For him, you know, being Sauce Walka's artist and bringing him to the town and having fun with him. But now we here. This is I Do It Myself, y'all. This is Monday. I have been working. I know I've been telling y'all about all these other things that I'm working on. Great meals aren't cooked fast. Always keep that in mind. But I'm working on some stuff, man. And I really, really, really can't wait to deliver to y'all. I just hope that y'all keep rocking with me like y'all do, because the ones that do, You know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. This is I Do It Myself and Wayno. I catch y'all another time. Peace.